Hello, everyone. Thanks very much for joining us today. I'm joined here in Brattleboro with the Academic Director of our Uganda Post-Conflict Transformation Program based in Gulu, northern Uganda. Martha, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself and your role with SIT?
Yes, of course, Ian. Thank you very much for having me. It's a great pleasure to be here. My name is Martha Nalubega Wandera, and I work for the Uganda Post-Conflict Transformation Program that is based in Gulu, northern Uganda. I do hold a bachelor's degree in sociology and social administration of Makerere University, a master's degree in peace and conflict studies of the same university, a postgraduate certificate in social entrepreneurship and social change of the University for Peace in Costa Rica. And I have several trainings in research and report writing skills. Prior to working on this program, I did do a lot of work with the Uganda Development Studies program that is based in Kampala. And I also worked a great deal with the microfinance and entrepreneurship program. I have been working for SIT since 2012, so I've been quite around. I'm very passionate about working with young people, particularly students, working with them on creating safe spaces and really helping them to think through what they want to be in the future.
Thank you very much for that very succinct answer. Now, can you go into a little bit what makes the SIT program in northern Uganda unique?
I could talk to quite a number of issues, but I'll pull out, I think, particularly 2 or 3, and one of them is, I think, the theme. The theme is post-conflict transformation, and I think this program is located in just the most suitable and ideal place. You're talking about Gulu, which was considered to be the theater, the epicenter of the conflict between the government of Uganda and the Lord's Resistance Army, led by Joseph Kony. Which ran between 1986 up to about 2008. And this conflict had devastating effects on the communities. And among the effects we can talk about, the impact that we can talk about is the displacement, the massive displacement of communities. And you're talking about 1.9 million people who were forcefully moved to displaced camps or to urban centers. You're talking about over 30,000 children who were abducted, conscripted into the army as child soldiers or slaves. You're talking about thousands of people who lost their lives. Nearly the entire community in northern Uganda was displaced, living in squalid conditions in internally displaced camps. Losing their entire life for 20 years, for 15 years. The good thing is that today, that place, Gulu, or northern Uganda in general, is considered to be one of the safest places. And a student who is looking to study post-conflict transformation should really come to this location, because what is happening in northern Uganda is that the camps have all closed down. People have returned to their homes. They are rebuilding their communities and really trying to create and enforce peace. So a student who is looking up to studying post-conflict transformation should be looking at this program. There will be, when students come to the program, they will be engaging in debates of recovery, reintegration, and they will be engaging with actors, government actors, NGO actors, some of whom are going to be coming to teach on the program. And maybe later on, students will have the opportunity to really go and engage with these debates directly in the field through their ISPs. You're talking about other debates going on, like transitional justice. And right now, northern Uganda is very ideal for this, because right now the ongoing debates are about whether it's the traditional justice mechanisms or the more westernized international justice mechanisms that are really going to address these grave atrocities that were committed during the conflict. So students will have a chance to directly see these issues in the field and be part of these debates.
That sounds amazing there. Now, you've definitely touched upon many of the benefits that what a student would come across when they're in northern Uganda. Can you go into an aspect of the program, and this may be a hard question for you, an aspect of your program that you find the most exciting or intellectually exciting for the students?
Again, I could say there are several of them, but the fact that students get to interact with people who either conducting research on this conflict or who lived this conflict. I'm talking about professors who come to teach on the program that either lived in the IDP camps, or professors who were conscripted as child soldiers and lived in the bush, or members of parliament who have been involved in drafting the transitional justice policy, which is in a draft form currently. You're talking about personalities like Norbert Mao, who were at the forefront of the Juba peace talks. And these are the personalities that students are going to be listening to, working with as advisors. And so students will get an opportunity to really engage on those debates and get hands-on and get really in-depth with them.
Thank you very much for answering that so succinctly. Now, we're coming to the end of the interview today, so I want to ask you if you could reach through this video conference and talk to prospective students who are contemplating coming to Uganda, what would you say to them and how Uganda is the right place for them?
Well, I know that there is a growing interest in students doing internships, because I know that we talk a lot about ISPs, but the interesting thing here is our ISP takes 3 forms. So students will be able to conduct an independent study project, which we call a pure independent study project, or students can choose to engage in an internship with an organization, or a combination. Now, in Gulu, we have over 200 NGOs that are operational there. So students will have opportunities to choose to conduct either an internship or an independent study project. But let me go back to one thing that I forgot to really say here. Students will also get an opportunity to sit in a class that is conducted by an ex-LRA commandant or an
child soldier as well?
Soldier, yes, who bring their personal experience, sit down under a tree and listen to these conversations as they did happen, and really trying to understand from somebody who participated directly in the conflict in the bush. And I think that is an opportunity that a student looking out to study post-conflict transformation should not miss out.
That is definitely true. It beats learning about it from a book, and I want to sign up for the program now.
Thank you, Ian.
Thank you. Thank you very much for taking some time out of your busy day today, and I hope you have a good rest of the afternoon. Is there anything or any final words you want to say to our students who may be contemplating studying abroad in Uganda?
Well, I would just reach out to that student who may have safety concerns. I personally come from the south, and when the program is running, I live in northern Uganda, and I feel 150% very safe in northern Uganda. So students really should come to the program and be sure that they will be very safe in the area. Northern Uganda is very safe.
Well, thank you very much, Martha. It was my pleasure speaking with you this afternoon, and I hope you have a good rest of your afternoon.
Thank you very much, Ian.